Hey guys, welcome to our review of Kamen Rider Geo Episode 2. As always, I'm your host of Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have...
The Cinder Blaze.
And Makotoa.
Dudes, welcome back to this very strange and foreign setup. I'll get to that at the end of this video. But hey, we watched this confusing episode. This sets a very odd precedent
Okay,
for a show.
for everyone who watched this episode once, I highly recommend you watch it a second time because I feel like I enjoyed it a lot more for my second watch of the episode.
Oh, you watched it already?
Yeah,
Oh.
I fucked it up the first time. I was like, might as
Yeah,
well
okay.
watch it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
It made a lot more sense when we
Did it
actually
really?
go through the.
Please explain to us because
Yes,
it's
I'm very
What
confused.
questions do you have? Because I'm kind of.
Oh, okay. So my first one is, what happened?
Well, yeah, like what part?
Okay.
Because
So it was the part in between, like, Zero and the
I knew
last.
you were going for that bit, but actually give me a question.
Honestly, like, I was
It's-
confused throughout. Because, like, we went back to 2017. Now
Okay.
I understand that, like, 2017 is the thing to do, but, like,
so okay, this build monster was already in existence in the previous episode.
yeah,
And
from
yet-
2017.
Yeah, and yet Sento and Ryuga were just fine. They're fresh from their current universe and they're doing okay. Suddenly in this episode, they beat one of the monsters and then another one shows up and now suddenly they're changed and they become in a different universe Ryuga and Banjo for some reason. Why? Also, why is it that when the new sidekick rider beats another one of those monsters and then there's like another one comes
Not
back,
another one, another build.
he changes again and then it's like, but why are they changing every time?
What do you mean? Why is he changing?
All right,
every single
how about an
time?
easier question? Why do they keep coming back?
I'm pretty sure like you have to kill them from you have to kill the time anomaly in the first place because
Okay. All right, so that's
the-
just conjecture.
But they still just killed him at the end. Like,
Yeah. Well, no, they went back to 2017 to kill him. They were in 2018, and I guess the time anomaly sort of just persisted.
yeah, and I feel
Oh.
like there had to be some sort of like transfer of power because while another build had the build power, like the powers for Sento and Banjo were significantly weakened, so that might also like take place. Like I know like they don't want to give us like all the answers as to like how the anothers keep coming back after they die
Right.
in the present time. So like there are some
Speaking of-
issues that I'm kind of okay with.
speaking of dying, what happens to all of these people who get sucked up into the bottles? Are they just dead?
I guess so.
Yeah, I don't think anyone cared for them. Like
I mean,
don't think
I'm just
that was
thinking,
a
you know,
consequence.
if usually when it's a time traveling type show setup, you try not to screw things up like that. You know?
Honestly, I think they don't really care.
Yeah.
Because like when Sento gave Geo the ride watch, he was only spurred on to give it to him because of a past experience that to Geo hadn't happened yet.
Yeah.
So it kind of creates that weird time loop of what started first. You know, what instigated what. And then also no wait, that was back in 2017.
Yeah, because Sento remembered that
Yeah.
he had the build power up, so he's like, "Oh, well, you're gonna need this to go back in the past," because he knows that he has to go back in the past for that memory of his to even happen in the first place. It makes
So-
little sense, but since Bill is a genius, he anticipated all of that. So there's that.
Here's my thing. Is that in a time travel story, like I think Legends does it the best, where yeah, the time travel is all screwed up, but the characters and at least the story is a lot of fun to go through. this story so far is not as compelling, and I wasn't as drawn in, but there were enough leads to where I cared. Like, for me, a good time travel story isn't about the hard sci-fi consequences of time travel. It's about the weird fun that you can get into. And we got into almost enough weird fun.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think they'll go into much the technicalities of time travel unless they actually visited.
Well, they made it a little bit convoluted, though. We can't even say that they haven't gotten to the technicalities of it because they've already made it confusing for us. What the heck was that?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Like, that was probably something that they really didn't care too much about. They just wanted to like throw things out there and set things up. And for like the pure time travel consequences, like the whole paradox situation that might show up in the future, I think what they're trying to do is try to put that aside a little bit, like some of like the weird plot shit that happened in Build, and just kind of focus on some other aspect of it that, you know, we can kind of like behind it. Like, I think like the Omagio plot line might be a lot more significant than all the time stuff that's happening. Like, maybe they're doing some weird temporal power stuff that, you know, he's just gathering the powers all throughout time, you know, kind of like removing the common writers from history in a way. But I don't know.
Okay, I mean, like, we've got time for them to change things back to normal. In the show. So I hope that they can rectify stuff, because I don't know if I really like this whole, oh, now I think that this item is going to be used for them to eventually become Build and Kamen Rider, you know, Cross Z.
Cross!
Are you okay, Corey?
Oh yeah, I'm just finding my charger. My battery's about to die.
So it's just... It was just kind of like, what, how, that just, you've just made all of Build uncanonized, right? Like, it's not...
Well, I mean, is anything really canon?
The timeline so hard that it doesn't matter. Like, honestly, like from 2017 to 2018.
This is an almost unrecognizable Build.
Yeah.
You know? And also, I don't think I've ever seen Build walk around in that area. So, you know.
Also, why is he talking me in
in
some
the face
timelines or something? Like, did you get to like halfway through Build when Takumi was in?
No, that was such a needless extra bit of confusion to add to that.
Yeah, well, like, how else do you do it? I don't... So,
like the way they resolved it too was just like, you know what? I trust that Build or Sento and Banjo will become Build and Cross in the future.
I like
and then,
that.
Yeah, that was sweet and all. And then like the next scene, Gaze is all like, well, Build and fucking Cross are out of the timeline, so something happened.
Yeah, like they're really effing time up something.
Okay, going into this show, I was definitely expecting some kind of coherentness. You know, I mean, maybe we were expecting too much, but I don't know.
To me, it was like needlessly confusing.
Yes.
Like, you know, they could have just made it a little simpler. I don't know.
I don't believe it was needlessly confusing. I feel like they're planning to do stuff with all the random shit they
might be.
You know, it might
for a while, depending.
Yo,
the
you
thing
remember?
is, we might just not have picked up on it as quickly, just because like we have to read through it all.
Yeah, do you remember like the first episode of Build and how much stuff was actually going around in that episode that we learned so much more about later? So stuff like that could happen. So I'm still gonna trust.
Speaking of learning more new stuff, what do you guys think about these jack-off guys? Time jackers.
Oh yeah,
I feel like that has some real potential, especially since like they're trying to create the next king, the next time king.
Yeah.
So like they go through and be like, oh shoot, what are the most powerful riders, and what interesting ways could we use the rider powers in order to establish them as a king?
Yeah,
that's
but
sweet.
like, why are they turning them into these grotesque monsters? And why would you pick some random basketball player to become your
I
next
don't know.
king?
It was
Just
just
because
because he was
they
about to
died.
die, and he found it entertaining that he could use this person who was already, their time was up.
Yeah.
I'd like to see an old man on the brink of death, and then they're like, "Hey, you want a little extra? Well, why don't you hop on into this monster suit and we can give it to you?"
Goodness.
I mean, like,
Ye-
honestly, of all the people to give a Kamen Rider power to, when they're on the brink of death, why not give them like ghost powers? That would probably be the most suitable.
His actual power is coming back to life arbitrarily almost all the time.
Yeah,
So yeah, that would work.
like it doesn't really fit. Like, how does he even get the Kamen Rider build powers in the first place? Like, since those powers were so integrated in like the form and like all the backstory that we had in that series,
Uh-huh.
like where did the power transfer come from, and how did it get to the watches? Let's just not go into that. How do you
Yeah,
feel about shoot, so it's not Soichi. What's
Yeah.
what's Gio's name?
Oh. So go to Geo.
Yeah, how do you guys feel about it? 'Cause I don't know.
Why is everyone all baby faced in this show?
Because I have a feeling it's to be like, oh hey, these guys, or at least the actors, are 20 years old, and the Heisei era is 20 years old, or Heisei Kamen Rider is 20 years old. Or wait,
Are they 20? What?
no, 18. What am I talking about? Wait, no,
Oh.
like I don't remember. It's
I feel
some
like
sort of
Gio has
significant
to be a
date.
little bit young right now, just
Yeah.
because you gotta like paint him as like this greenhorn. He's
And not just that, you don't want to go back in time and kill a baby, so you want to go back in time, young enough, but
That he
when
can
he's
fight
an adult,
back.
so you can kill him. Yeah,
There you
you
go.
want to be at least a little humane about it. You're not gonna kill a baby.
yeah. I mean, I end up liking him a little bit more after his little interactions with Sento.
Yeah, Sento made it better.
I loved his math. It was
Lucky number, some shit I learned in first grade. Just will be like, oh shit, this guy inherited my powers. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Speaking of other Kamen Riders, I really don't like gays right now.
Me
Well,
neither.
speaking of another Kamen Riders, get it?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I don't like gays either.
Yeah, he's weaker. I'm more upset that he didn't use Cross as a as a power up form. He just used it as the weapon
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But that's just like visual nitpicks. And
He's
like,
already got ghosts, I guess, so it's
Yeah.
kind of a thing. But
Yeah, and he changed it to it twice.
yeah.
Like
And
this really
from
was.
what I've heard, Bandai has been really, really slipping in terms of distribution and like getting stuff out. So I don't even know if they could have gotten the toy out ready for this, or they planned it ahead of time since they wanted the Pros, Ride Watch to be like a exclusive first.
Hey, you know that thing that was happening to Sento, and Banjo when they were fighting?
They're losing their power.
Yeah, they're like glitching and kind of like all
Yeah.
staticky all over the place. Well, that's happening with their video kind of right now. It's kind of funny.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
As is whatever's we're doing. Yeah. Nature of this.
That had nothing to do with anything really, but
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm basically
I like how Sento and Bill and Jesus, Sento and Banjo are all are all like, my dear Sento, my dear Banjo.
Oh, Crossy, best match.
I'm kind of jealous.
That was probably the best part of the episode.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Cool.
I hope. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen next episode when Build isn't here to carry the.
Yeah, we're gonna get our Emmy Screech.
Yo, honestly, now that his voice is deeper, it might actually be a threat. I'm actually looking forward to the X8 episode. He actually looked kind of badass in the preview.
I know,
like
right? And like
doing-
every time I've seen him after his own show, he's been fine.
Yeah.
Like anytime he's not in his own show.
Poor guy, but yeah, looking forward to the next episode.
He's a good kid. I've seen him in like interviews and stuff. He's really nice.
Of course.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I promised an explanation. Here it is. If you don't want to hear it, keep it juicy. Bye bye.
Oh,
But hey, yeah. But yeah, my computer's sort of effed up. My D drive's done for, so we have a new setup, temporary setup. But if you do end up liking this for whatever reason, because apparently it's easier on my computer, tell us in the comments down below. Maybe we can keep this going. But yeah, also we hit 200 subscribers this weekend. Thanks to everyone, and thanks to Josh Perry for for giving us that final push on Twitter. That was great, dude. Thank you so much, brother. And also a special thank you to Aerosol for buying one of our friggin' shirts and surprising me with it on stream.
Oh, that was so cool.
Yeah, in the last Streets episode, that was great.
That was
Thank
well
you, dude.
orchestrated the way he.
Yeah, that was incredible. I sent it to these two, and yeah, we all freaked out. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Keep it juicy.
yeah.
Later.
Oh, yeah, we have to also talk during this part, I guess, because
Oh, are we still gonna have an outro?
we are, because I'm doing editing in post. And that shouldn't be too bad, I hope.
Do you have the assets? Because I don't have any